Hey everybody, one that always bored, never boring. In my last couple of videos I've been dissecting Spirit Queen's Torment, one of the new expansions for HeroQuest. One of the notable things about this expansion is that all the enemy miniatures are cast in translucent plastic, and I have seen numerous people asking if that kind of plastic takes paint as normal. The short answer is yes, but I thought I would put together a quick video painting up one of the miniatures. Before that though, I did want to mention that I have painted various translucent miniatures in the past to give the appearance they are ghosts. For example, I made an attempt to recreate the appearance of ghosts from the Skyrim video game using a spectral dragonborn miniature, and I also painted a huge spectral dragon. Links for both of those painting guides are in the video description below. They may be helpful to anybody who would like to paint their Spirit Queen's Torment miniatures as ghosts. However, today we are going to be looking at one of the translucent abominations, and I am not painting this one as a ghost. I just want a normal looking, or I guess abnormal looking, abomination. This is what they look like out of the box. I gave mine a quick clean with detergent and water. This probably isn't necessary. I don't normally clean my miniatures before painting, but it was a precaution just in case there was any kind of mould release still on the model. I then spray painted the miniature with Ghoul Grey from Colourforge. You can see this took absolutely fine, and we are ready to paint. Oh, and if you're new to the channel, I know I've had a lot of new subscribers recently, be warned, I don't do expert painting here because I am not an expert painter. I do tabletop quality. My aim is always to get reasonable results quickly and to show you can enjoy the hobby without trying to emulate the incredibly talented painters you see on YouTube making mini masterpieces. To that end, we are starting with Rakarth flesh, and I'm going to paint all the gribbly protrusions. All these tentacles. One coat of this should be enough, and I just want to make sure I'm only hitting those tentacles and not the surrounding areas of skin. Also, I will paint the fingernails and toenails. Next is Cadian flesh tone. I am using this on the little loincloth to give it a nasty fleshy look. Again, just one coat of this should be enough. We're going to layer up some colours over it later. Then we switch to Bugman's Glow. Notice how I am sticking to all the different fleshy colours. This one is just going to go inside the beastie's mouth. Don't worry about getting any on the teeth, because next we are switching to Ulthuan Grey, or any light grey or white you want to use, and we're going to paint the teeth and touch up any overpainting we may have done. And that's pretty much all of our base colours down. Now with the abominations, my first impulse was to go for green, but then I thought about those pale blind cave fish you see on the nature programs, and I decided to start with an all over coat of Reikland flesh shade to give our fish person a pale fleshy colour. I am slopping this wash on over the whole model. No need to be too careful, just make sure it goes into all of the recesses, and when it's dry you will have a very grim looking creature indeed. We do have to get some green on here though, so I'm using a Thonian camo shade. I'm going to blotch this on over the barnacles and any areas that have a more armoured or scaled surface, like the fronts of the legs. Then we are switching to Coelia Green shade, which is a much darker green, and I'm going to pick out just the barnacles to really darken up the recesses. I could have done the barnacles in a completely different colour. I could even have almost reversed this colour scheme, making the more fleshy parts of the miniature green and then using bones and browns for the barnacles. So that might be something to play around with. Next is Seraphim Sepia. I'm going to use this around the edges of the loincloth to grubby it up and add a more mottled finish. Additionally, I'm going to add this in a patchy way around the bases of the tentacles and in the recesses between them. Then it's time to crack open the liquid talent, Agrak's Earthshade. I'm going to use this mainly on the ropes around the loincloth. You can also add a few blotches of it in the recessed areas of the skin, under the armpits, places like that. Just do as much or as little as you feel happy with. I am then going to go back to Ulthuan Grey and I'm going to repaint the eyes, just to get a clean, pale base coat down on them, because I am going to use Cassandora Yellow next to recolour the eyes in yellow. And when that's dry, I can use Abaddon Black to dot in the pupils. You can go as big or as small as you want with those. You could even paint the pupils in a milky white to simulate the eyes of a fish creature that lives underground all the time. And with all of that done, all we have to do now is paint the base. I'm going to do a quick coat of Astro Granite texture paint with a Nuln Oil wash and light grey highlight, and then I'm going to paint the rest of the base with Abaddon Black. And that will finish the miniature apart from giving it a coat of matte spray varnish. Old Greg is ready to venture into the dungeon and give any heroes a nice big hug. I'm quite happy with how that's turned out. and I hope this video has been useful to some people and perhaps has laid to rest any concerns about painting the translucent plastic. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please consider pressing the like button. If you really like the video, please consider subscribing if you don't already do so, and hopefully I will see you all again very soon. Bye bye everyone, bye bye.